They found the body at dawn, just off Route 89. No wallet, no ID, only a single Polaroid in his pocket. It showed a smiling woman and 3 children, all of them blindfolded. The photo was dated 2 weeks earlier. He was still warm when they found him, but his eyes were gone, not taken, removed, surgically, with care, like someone needed them for something precise, something planned. This isn't just another murder. It's a message, and it wasn't meant for the police. It was meant for one man, a man who vanished 10 years ago, a man who never existed, at least not officially. His name was Jack Rourke, or that's what they called him. He worked in the shadows, for a branch so deep, even Congress didn't know it existed. Black site clearances, zero oversight. Plausible deniability built into every mission. He erased people, not just killed them, erased their names, their records, their digital ghosts. He made them vanish completely. Then, one day he vanished too. No explanation, no farewell, just an empty desk and a case file labeled terminated. Now someone is bringing pieces of that past back, piece by bloody piece. And it all starts with a dead man and a photograph of a family that never existed until now. We all think we know how the world works, laws, rules, good guys versus bad guys, but beneath that surface, there's another system, one built on silence, on disappearances, on things done in the dark, so the light can keep shining. Jack Rourke lived in that darkness. He didn't choose it, it chose him. After 2 tours in Afghanistan, 3 commendations, and 1 incident nobody talks about, he was recruited. Cold call in a diner, man in a gray suit, coffee untouched, said only 6 words. "We know what you did at Kandahar." Jack left with him, didn't come back. For 10 years, he became a ghost with a badge. No face in databases, no footprint, only whispers in secure rooms. Breezed. They called him the cleaner, because after Jack came through, nothing remained. No evidence, no witnesses, no trace. He was efficient, ruthless, and loyal. Until the day he wasn't. Something changed, somewhere along the line. Maybe it was the school in Mosul, maybe it was the girl in Kiev, or the orders from Langley that crossed a line. Whatever it was, Jack walked away, left everything, including his own identity. He reappeared 3 months later in a small town in Wyoming, under the name Daniel Miller, got a job fixing tractors, married a schoolteacher named Clara, adopted 3 kids from foster care, built a life, quiet, simple, real, for 7 years, no calls, no visits, no signs. Everyone assumed he was dead, but someone knew, someone had been watching, waiting, and now they've made their move. The man found on Route 89, his name was Felix Dain, former NSA cryptographer. Discharged in 2016 under suspicious circumstances, declassified files show he worked on Project Looking Glass, a surveillance program so invasive it could predict human behavior by mapping subconscious patterns through facial micro-expressions, eye movement, voice tremors. It was scrapped, officially, but rumors say it went underground, operated by a private contractor, untraceable, undetectable. Felix was one of the last to work on it before he disappeared. Now he's dead. And in his hand, a USB drive, encrypted, labeled, for Daniel. That's not a coincidence. Daniel is Jack's alias. No one should know that, except the people who erased him, the agency. They're reaching out, Joe, or hunting him. Hard to tell which. Clara found the news on TV. Local broadcast. No mention of the Polaroid. No mention of the eyes. But she recognized the road. Route 89 runs 5 miles from their farm. She froze. Her hands shook. She'd never seen Jack cry. Not once in 7 years. But that night, she heard him sobbing in the garage. Over an old toolbox. Inside it, serial numbers filed off. And a dog tag. Not military. Black metal, engraved with coordinates, and a single word, looking glass. Jack didn't sleep that night. At 3 a.m., he kissed Clara's forehead, left a note on the kitchen table, gone to fix the east fence. He never came back. The kids woke up to pancakes and silence. Clara called the neighbors, checked the barn, the fields, nothing. Then the sheriff arrived, said a car was found abandoned 2 miles down the gravel road. Jack's truck, keys in the ignition, coffee still hot in the cup holder, but no sign of Jack, just a smear of blood on the driver's side door, fresh, dark, like someone had pressed a wound there. And then walked away. The search began. Volunteers, drones, canine units, nothing, no footprints, no tire tracks leading away. It was as if he vanished into thin air. Again. Back at the house, Clara couldn't eat, Couldn't speak. She sat at the kitchen table, staring at the note. Gone to fix the east fence. Such a normal thing. Such a lie. Then the oldest boy, Eli, handed her something. Found it in Jack's toolbox. A folded piece of paper, handwritten, only 3 lines. If you're reading this, I'm already gone. They found us. Don't trust anyone with blue eyes. Clara read it over and over. Blue eyes? What did that mean? Half the town had blue eyes. Then she remembered. Felix Dain, the man on the news. His photo showed pale blue eyes, ice cold, and a scar above the left lid, like a surgical mark. She grabbed her phone, searched for Project Looking Glass. Found nothing. But deep in an archived forum, a deleted government document, cached from 2015, mentioned a test subject, codename Janus. Subject exhibited extreme resistance to behavioral prediction. Due to ocular anomaly, left iris contains fragmented neural pattern, interferes with retinal scanning tech. Makes subject unpredictable, untrackable. Janus was terminated. But the file noted, anomaly may be hereditary. Clara's blood ran cold. Eli had that same irregularity. She'd noticed it at his annual checkup. The doctor called it a fluke, rare pigmentation split. But now? She looked at her children. All 3 had unusual eyes, not quite matching, like shattered glass. Could that be the connection? Is that why Jack was taken? Because of them, she called the sheriff again, told him everything. He listened quietly, then said only one thing. You need to leave town. No warning, no explanation, just leave now, and hung up. 10 minutes later, headlights appeared down the long driveway. Not the sheriff's car. A black SUV, no plates. 2 men in dark suits stepped out, walked toward the house. No badges, no announcement. Clara grabbed the kids, ran out the back, into the cornfield. They didn't follow, not yet, but they would. She drove through back roads, no destination, just away, stopped at a gas station in Idaho, bought burner phones, called a number Jack had written in the toolbox. A voice answered. Gravelly, female, speak. Clara told her everything. The body, the note, the SUV. The woman paused, then said, You're in danger. Who are you? Clara asked. My name is Mara. I worked with Jack. He saved my life. And if you're calling this number, that means he's already dead. Clara dropped the phone. Eli picked it up. Mom, he said. She's still talking. Clara put it back to her ear. Mara's voice was calm. Listen carefully. The project is active. It's not just predictive, it's controlling. They use eye data to map thought patterns, to manipulate decisions. But Jack's genetic anomaly blocks it. So does his children's. They're immune, and that makes them valuable, or dangerous, depending on who finds them first. Where are you? Clara whispered. Fort Benton. Old church on Main. Come before sunrise, and don't look at any cameras. Then the line went dead. They drove all night, avoided highways, took dirt trails, covered the rear windows. Eli kept watch, saw a drone at 2 a.m., flying low, like a mechanical bat. They ducked. It passed. At dawn, they reached Fort Benton. The church was crumbling, roof half caved. But smoke rose from the chimney. Mara waited at the door. Gun in hand, she scanned their faces, then nodded. Get inside. The basement was a bunker. Walls lined with monitors, maps, wires, photos. One showed Jack, younger, standing beside a woman, Mara. Another showed a building, underground, labeled Site Echo. Mara poured coffee, hand steady. She'd been running for 8 years, since the night they tried to take her. She was part of Looking Glass, early team, saw how it evolved. From observation to influence to control, they started small, targeting criminals, predicting violent acts, stopping them before they happened. But then the scope widened. Political figures, activists, journalists, anyone deemed unstable, they'd nudge decisions via subliminal cues. Micro sounds, digital triggers, all based on eye tracking, retinal scans, facial mapping, billboards, TV ads, social media feeds. Everything became a delivery system. For invisible commands, Mara wanted out, tried to expose it, but her research vanished. Her colleagues denied everything. Then she was framed for leaking secrets, hunted. Jack rescued her, burned her file, erased her. Then vanished himself. To protect his family, Mara said. He knew they'd come, and he was right. They want to study the mutation, to replicate it. If they can create immunity, they can reverse engineer the control. Make it perfect, no resistance, total compliance. But if they fail, they'll eliminate the anomaly permanently. Clara hugged her children. They didn't understand, but they felt the fear. Eli spoke first. Can we fight back? Mara looked at him, saw Jack in his eyes. Only if we find the source. Site Echo, deep underground, protected by layers of firewalls and armed guards. It's where they store the core algorithm. And the backup servers. If we destroy it, the whole system crashes, but getting in, near impossible, unless you have access, and Jack had it. Or did. Mara opened a safe, pulled out a silver keycard. Jack gave me this, last resort. It grants full entry, but it needs biometrics, his fingerprint, his retina. We don't have either. Silence. Then Lily, the youngest, stood up. Held out her hand. I cut my finger yesterday, when I fell, blood still crusted on her thumb. Mara stared, then smiled. You're his daughter. We can make it work. They modified the card. Used Lily's blood. And a high-res photo of Jack's eye from a birthday video. Scanned it, enhanced the pattern, synced it to the card. Not perfect, but close. Will it work? Clara asked. Long enough, Mara said. We get one shot. They drove through the mountains at dusk. Site Echo was hidden beneath a fake mining operation. Barbed wire, drones, motion sensors. Mara had intel. Ventilation shaft on the east ridge. Unmonitored. They climbed. One by one, roped together. Wind howled. Snow fell. Halfway up, Noah slipped. Almost fell. Eli grabbed his arm. Pulled him up. Noah was shaking. I don't want to die. Eli held him tight. We won't. We're like Dad. We can't be controlled. They reached the shaft, crawled in. Dark, metal walls, smelled of oil and decay. 2 hours of crawling, then a drop into a maintenance room. Empty, lockers, tools. They moved fast, followed Mara's map, down corridors, past security doors. Every step risked detection. Cameras everywhere, but Mara hacked the feed, looped footage, buy them time. Finally, the core chamber. Massive, filled with servers, blue lights pulsing like a heartbeat. In the center, a glass pod. Inside, a human eye, floating in fluid. Connected to wires, still blinking. Clara gagged. That's what, Jax, Mara whispered. They took it when they captured him to access the system, but his mind is still fighting. How? The anomaly. It's disrupting the signal, causing errors. That's why they need the kids. To stabilize the model. We have to destroy it, now. They planted charges. Set timer. 5 minutes. Then alarms blared. Red lights flashed. They'd been detected. Guards incoming. Mara stayed behind. To hold them off. Go, she yelled. Get them out. Gunfire echoed. Clara ran, kids behind her, up the service stairwell. Smoke filled the hall. Shouts, more gunfire. They reached the exit, burst into snow, ran, exploded behind them. A deep rumble. The mountain shuddered. Servers gone. System down. System down. But no sign of Jack. Days passed. No news. No body. Then a letter, delivered by hand, no return address. Inside, a photograph. Jack, alive, bearded, standing in a forest, sunlight through trees. He looked at peace. On the back, I'm free. Their machine is broken. Tell the kids their eyes are their power. Not a flaw, a gift, love, Dad. Clara cried. Change names. Started over, but not alone. Others reached out. People who'd escaped. Whistleblowers, targets, survivors. They formed a network, quiet, hidden, watching, because systems like Looking Glass, they don't die, they evolve, and they always come back. Clara teaches now about privacy, awareness, how to spot manipulation. Eli studies neuroscience, dreams of curing the anomaly, not to weaponize it, but to share it, to free minds. Noah draws comics, hero with mismatched eyes, fights invisible controllers. Lily? She stares at mirrors, whispers to her reflection, like she knows something coming. One night, a satellite blinks in low orbit, new frequency, unknown origin. Pattern matches Looking Glass, but stronger, faster, smarter. It's not dead, it's learning. So, and somewhere, a man in a gray suit drinks coffee, unread, looks up, says 6 words. We found the next generation. The world isn't as solid as we think. Truth bends, power hides, and safety is often the first lie. But in every shadow, there's resistance. In every silenced voice, a whisper. In every pair of mismatched eyes, hope. If you believe in freedom, if you value privacy, if you trust your own mind. Press like, subscribe, and stay awake.